So this is going to be a Briggs and Stratton Bravo update. I've got some stuff done. It probably doesn't look like it since the last video, but the engine plate is in and solid. The track I finished, for the skid I finished bolting in today. I just have to trim the bracket off, which these are the stock Bravo brackets that I was just able to move about a foot on center back to mount the rear of the skid. I started de-studding the track because I have clearance issues. It's very, very close. It clears, but I don't want to run into any issues, and this is a bush sled, so studs are not required. And it's not like I'm going to have a ton of horsepower that all these holes in the track are going to weaken the track. I'm not worried at all. So the engine plate is about 10 gauge steel that's welded on the front, all along the side, and then on the back I welded 2 angles to the bulkhead and then welded the plate to the angles. Reason being is I had to cut out all this frame to fit the engine and the clutch to get the center to center proper for the engine clutch. I didn't want to do that, but I had to. So I mean, there's still this brace here and the original pieces underneath, but now this engine plate is part of the frame. It's solid. I can get in there, jump around, nothing moves. The plan is to cut the bottom of the belly pan out underneath this so that I can bolt the motor through the bottom, as well as if I ever have to take apart the tie rods and the steering, I can do that from under there as well. The engine hasn't changed much. I kind of took some parts off it. The exhaust I have to figure out. That I'm going to have to maybe buy a generic exhaust kit with some 90s and 45s and straight pieces and cut it all up and make my own or something. The clutch I found on Kijiji, it's a deep bore Comet 94 Duster. This is a new old stock. I lucked out quite a bit actually finding this because I needed a deep bore. So because the Briggs crank's about 3 inches long, the P85 I wanted to use was the edge of the clutch was about way out here, and I didn't want that. It would work, but I don't want that because that's a lot of rotating mass far away from the block. This is just stronger, I would feel. So yeah, and then tunnel extension, I'll have one made at work. Probably come out flush with the rear of the track and a little bit of an angle, kick it back so the mud flap, snow flap I guess you'd call it, will angle backwards and not get sucked in the track. And I have to make a remote oil filter mount, which I have all the stuff, but this engine has, the filter was coming out kind of right about here, so obviously in the way of the clutch and the belt. And for that I'm going to mount probably, if I can, maybe up here or on the side of the frame here. That way oil changes will be quick and easy, and as well I'll have to extend either this rear oil drain or the front one with some pipes so I can get to it pretty easily. But yeah, other than that, just been working slowly on it, picking away because I'm pretty busy, but every time I have a couple hours to spare, I'll come out here and figure something out. Like, I'd like to do maybe a time lapse of something, but to be honest, most of the stuff I'm kind of just winging it, so yeah.